Have you ever been in a position when you are creating something and whether it's content creation or you're creating a brand or you're building something that you're resting your hopes and your dreams on, and then you have people out of nowhere come in and just start hating on you, putting your brand down. And what's amazing about it sometimes is the people that are putting their name on your work you've never met. They have never had an experience with you, and it could make you feel some kind of way. What I didn't realize when it happened to me, it was something called trolling, right? So my initial response was almost toxic because I couldn't believe that it was happening to me. And it was, what I mean, it was toxic, it was self toxic because I was self inducing it because I was internalizing. So in this episode, I want to share with you how to deal with trolls. The title of this is going to be Never Let Trolls Silence Purpose. I'm Christopher Hampton. And let me just give you a little backstory of what happened to me. So, I am actually founder of the Summit, which is a platform that gives speakers and leaders and community leaders and teachers an opportunity to share their voice with the world. And a lot of times we're dealing with positive messages, is dealing with leadership, business, life, family, all that in one platform. Positive platform is actually our third one. It was like a success for me, right? Out of nowhere, well, it's not out of nowhere. I actually made the mistake. So part of the trolling is my mistake because I actually took the opportunity to boost my advertisement. So I said, boost your advertisement. What I messed up on this round, and I'm just being open and honest, is when I selected the category of who I was trying to market to, I normally select the market that says people that are your friends and people who also click or are interested in advertising that you're advertising to. I ended up sending it out to the world by accident. And immediately it was like a magnet that was attracting these trolls. Some of the things that they were saying about me and my platform, although they were untrue, it still hurt because it's your brand, it's your baby. This is what you're doing. I was called a racist, which I had nothing in there. It was a global conference, meaning that it was supposed to reach everybody. It said I had one person said, "Where are the white people at?" So it hurts when you're saying, "Oh, you're a racist platform," and then it got even deeper because it tried to attack my faith, and which is even on the platform, I'm not, promoting faith. This wasn't a faith conference. This was a business leader purpose personal development conference, but then they started putting my faith down there. Now, I'm not too worried about that because my God can handle his own stuff on that. He's big enough to take care of his reputation. But in the midst of that, it was still a personal attack on me. And then it got deep when they were actually questioning my authority and my experience and saying, "Who are you to be able to do this?" And when I got to that point, I was almost fuming because it was when people are looking at your profile, they're going to look about what people are saying to you. And I have a reputation where I was a community leader. I served in my community. I served young people. I helped build leaders in the community. I have a track record. If you take the time to look me up, you would find it. That was my mindset. If you take the time to read and look, you'd find me, right? But it was still personal and it still hurt that your brand was basically being attacked. And then you have some people that will look at the trolling and jump. And I didn't realize that that's what they want. There are people out there with their whole life intention is to throw gas on the fire on someone else's brand. Never really building up there, never really, if you look at their life, you never even see what they've built or touched in their lives, but it doesn't matter when they're the one trying to throw gas on your brand. So when I realized it was a troll, I had to figure out what is trolling and why is this a thing and what should my response do. Luckily, I have a great wife, and she was like, "Chris, ignore it. Don't even give feedback in it. Just block and move on." So I had to digest this. It got to the point of the weekend that was overwhelming. It was hitting my mind. I'm like, why? And I said, let me do what I do best. Let me learn about this and let me be able to help others get through this. And I got through it over this weekend. And this is part of my therapy is helping you to understand what's going on as well. So again, this title is called Never Let Trolls Silence Your Purpose. Number one, you have to be sure of what your purpose is and your intent. And that's why we have a niche, and that's why we're not trying to reach the world. We're trying to reach the people that we are meant to talk to. So when you understand who your niche is and who you're trying to reach and who you're trying to help, then when a troll comes along, you realize, hey, I'm not really there to help you, but I'm going to help you also silence the effect of that troll on your background as well. So here's one of the things you never do: understand what a troll is. So when I looked at the troll, it says internet trolls are people who post online deliberately to antagonize you, to upset others, and often use inflammatory or irrelevant comments to provoke a negative action. They were almost doing their job because my initial response was to defend myself. My initial response was to clap back in at their tail. But if I did that, I would be feeding fuel to the fire, doing exactly what they wanted me to do. They wanted to intentionally provoke anger, frustration, strong negative emotions to get me to come out of my character for the amusement of other people. If they can get me to clap back and step out of my comfort, it gets me off the space of my credibility. And I'm not about to give up my credibility to lower myself to someone else's view that ain't even true, right? And they're going to try to post things that are, and the purpose again is for them to post things about you that are not true.